Hello, everybody. This is Max Farrow from DexFX Markets.com. This is the week of the 2nd of March 2020, and in this very special video that I'm doing today, I'm having a call to action for this particular week, the first week of March. In this call to action is a testing format for the system for Dex Atomic. And if you're watching this video and take part in this little call to action, then I really do appreciate posting your results and showing what you're doing. In the next, for the next 5 days, and I know this may seem a little bit odd, a company that provides signals asking for the help of the community, of all of you traders, but I am, because there is so much to look at when it comes to the Dex Atomic and the solutions that we have. We've made it extremely simple, but the process of trying to find dynamic structure is very important, and being able to see the coincidences as well as the levels that each pair has to be able to work with. Now, what we have found is that whether or not during news is the system more reliable or less reliable. I've heard from both sides of the coin. So our determination for this week is to do testing. And testing in the fact of an NFP week to see what it has. I spoke to a trader the other day that told me a little story about his ability to be able to trade, and that he would only trade the week of the NFP, and he wouldn't trade the rest of the month. And not that I want you to do all that, but I wanted to kind of see if there was a possibility that if the signals are more reliable, okay, or less reliable, whether going during the news, going with the trend or going against, or just trading all of them. So pick a strategy and go with it. If you do pick an all-in strategy, please in your journals put whether or not the arrow is going with the trend or against the trend. Okay, with the trend or against the trend, like these two here going against the trend. Okay, pick the closest dynamic structure that makes sense to you and see what happens. Okay, document as much as you possibly can in your journals. Try to keep it as pronounced as possible, as far as and as much information as possible, without too much overload. And then share your findings in our Nadex group, our Dex Fx Markets members group, in this group here. Okay, and I would really do appreciate that process. Please, please, please. If you're going to be trading this much, make sure that you are trading in demo for the week. You can also trade in live on those trades that aren't really, super heavy, or you feel like super good about, and you want to trade that and put that out there, then fine. But keep in mind, I'm not looking so much for the level assumption of how much profit you can make. So just use one contract at a time. But what I'm looking for is, are the levels being adhered to? Are the strikes being won? Okay, not whether or not you got in or not, but more so, did the strike at that level win or not? I'm doing a certain thing with some algorithms to see where the best process is, So if you're using superstructure, as the term is, okay, if you're using dynamic structure, which is just coming off of the arrow going to the nearest peak or nearest valley or nearest assumption of valley or peak, okay? So keep that in mind. I started trading it this morning, trading on demo, and it has been kicking ass. I did trade live a little bit this morning too, and this is what sort of got into the whole mentality of trading this morning. I made $69 trading one contract at a time. This was on my live. I decided to trade it on demo, to start really going after demo, and I won a few trades in there as well already. I am really just giving it like I would trade live, but I would really, if you could, go after every single signal that you feel is in your strategy. So if you're doing it over under, or if you're doing it all in, make sure that you document that as well. I really do appreciate all of you for the hard work and determination that you're doing here. It's definitely going to be worth it, I promise you, because if we can spot the process working at these levels, we may not have news avoidance. We may have a process to be able to trade at any time, anywhere, any process along the way. And yes, there are going to be losses, and we may be able to isolate those losses with more wins. Okay, I'm Max Farrow. This is DexFXMarkets.com for the Dex Atomic series, and I already thank you very much for your participation in this little project. You guys have a great day. I'll talk to you soon. And as always, trade well.